Really don't know why I'm starting a vlog now. Like 2 years ago, I was studying abroad. This past year, I had a mushroom garden, and this summer, coronavirus quarantine, I was living in the mountains in Colorado with my friends with focused summer projects. But this year, I'm living with my parents, and I'm teaching middle school science. And this is the vlog content that the world is going to receive. Happy Feast of the Holy Family. Celebrating by, I had cookies for lunch. I don't know, maybe I'll do some reflections on the Holy Family. Actually, I'd love to talk about the domestic church one day. Maybe I'll do that. So grading papers has proven to be a bit more methodical than I once thought. Before break, my students had to give presentations, and as a teacher, I'm meant to grade that. I forgot to print out my rubrics though, so I didn't remember what my grade scale was. So calmly and coolly, I took a post-it note from my desk and I wrote everyone's name on it, and if I thought they did well, I gave them a check mark. If I thought they didn't do well, I gave them a -1, and I would figure out what that meant later. And now it's later, and I realized that my grade scale is out of 36. So a -1 out of 36 could mean anything, and today is when I figure out what that means. For all you at home wondering how this girl ended up on your YouTube, I have one thing to say to you. I wasn't always this boss. Basically, the long short of the whole thing is that God put the pieces together to work perfectly for me to be a teacher, but I don't think God always appreciates the short story, because he gave us a 2,000-page book to read, which is completely inexhaustible, and he wants us to read it, and then read it again, and it's very exciting, but I think that he likes the long stories. Graduated in May with a degree in engineering, and I realized in May that I hadn't really even applied for a single job yet because I didn't know what to do. So I ran away to Colorado for 2 months, and I came back and I realized I still hadn't applied for a job yet. Because I just had no idea what I wanted to do, I just decided to apply for everything, whether or not I was experienced, because I applied to be a paralegal, seed breeder, an engineer, a crop grower. I looked into the Army, Peace Corps, missionary, and teacher. But then it gets exciting. In retrospect, I seem overly calm about the whole thing, but in the moment, I was freaking out, and I was praying, thinking, God, I want a challenge and something fulfilling, but all jobs seem like they suck. So what am I to do? Turns out, I was wrong. There is a job waiting for me, and this is how it happened. Okay. So my friend's mom's friend works at a school where the science teacher quit on the first day for good reason. So my friend's mom's friend told my friend's mom that they're looking for a teacher, who then told my friend, who then told me, and I was like... So I emailed the principal, and in my humble words of St. Faustina, I said, "Dear sir, I am a wretched soul and misery itself. Will you please hire me?" And he said yes. I'm kidding. Could you imagine people actually talked like that? Although it's true, I sent a very professional cover letter and resume to his email. The next day, good man, very merciful, he emailed me back. So he interviewed me, and then he basically asked me if I wanted the job, and I was freaking out because I was like, I actually hadn't pictured myself having a job in really my whole life. I've never really had like a real job. So I was thinking like, I don't know, but I was thinking about my prayer, and I said, okay, it's a challenge, check, and I guess I'd be helping people, check, so I guess. Anyway, they hired me. The next day I got my computer, and the next day, well, it was the weekend, so then after the weekend I started teaching, and it's crazy. It's pretty crazy. But, you know, if you feel like you're doing it for God, then I don't know, it's probably fine. I feel good about it. Whoa! And so I guess the punchline of the whole thing is that after all that, I changed my shirt and I washed it already. I basically complain about my job every day, even after I know that like everything that it took to get the job. Then I was thinking like how holy it is to have a job, and how like cool it is that some people devote like so much of their time to like getting better at something and like working at that. And here I am just like messing around trying to get a random job that I'll just do, until I read Liturgy of the Hours on one of the days of prayer. Literally the prayer was like, God, thank you for the gift of work. And I was like, oh, I don't want to say that because I want to complain. But I guess the truth is that like work is like the coolest thing because you get to like make something new. Even if you're doing super uncool things, you're still making something new. And everyone's like really impressed by that. Imagine if someone didn't make a washing machine. I would be a sad girl.